From City Hall,
it is the biggest issue in our city, period,
to the streets of San Diego.
The homeless crisis in San Diego is worse than it's ever been.
Same. San Diego's homeless crisis is at a boiling point. Check, San Diego had the 5th largest homeless population in the country. Coming out of the pandemic when services, shelters, and staff were all in short supply, what was one crisis is now a multi-layered one.
The 160 or so people who live on this street knew the cops were coming. The city posts warning signs days in advance. The sweeps have happened every week for 3 months.
This is where I stay. I'm homeless. I'm on paper as homeless. My people know I'm homeless.
Brother Shine and his fellow homeless neighbors pile their belongings on carts. They balance mattresses and containers on top of their overflowing loads. Some pull pets on leashes. City workers then use shovels and rakes to clear away belongings and trash left behind. The urine and feces that stain the sidewalks and street remain.
I got to clean up every Monday and come right back like I've been doing.
Late afternoon, the homeless return. They wheel their belongings back and settle in for another week.
What kind of sense is that, my sister? That don't make a lick of sense to Brother Shine. And it don't make a lick of sense to a lot of people, and I know it.
About 1,000 unsheltered people live downtown. The Regional Task Force on the Homeless says the number has gone up 52% in the past 2 years. The increase has occurred at a time when the county's overall homeless population has gone down. 17th Street in the East Village is a popular spot for the homeless. It's near a hub of public transportation, buses and trolleys, and charities that try to help the homeless.
And I goes there to go to sleep, and I goes here to go eat.
Advocates for the homeless say the weekly sweeps are an effort to hide the city's downtown homeless problem before out-of-town tourists arrive. They say that's the same reason jagged rocks suddenly appeared along a freeway underpass in the same area.
Cleaning up the area is obviously a good thing, but displacing people week after week after week, when it just comes back again, you would think you would want to try something else rather than deploying a massive amount of city resources and wasting those resources.
Michael McConnell is there every Monday for the sweeps. He says city officials have created bad policies that are making it harder for people to get out of homelessness.
We have a housing crisis. We had that first. We had a homelessness crisis before the pandemic. Now we have the pandemic, and to a large degree, the pandemic has covered up an epidemic of fentanyl.
That's the front that Tara Stamos-Busig is fighting. She hands out Narcan and tests street drugs for traces of the often lethal fentanyl, trying to keep people alive long enough to get help. She is a literal lifeline and has worked with 22-year-old Rose for 2 years. I asked Rose, who currently calls the streets of North Park home, what she wants people to know.
I didn't ever think I was going to be out here, but I am, and I'm just struggling to make ends meet every day, and just it'd be nice if they didn't act like we were invisible.
Every time we're successfully moving someone off the streets, someone else falls into homelessness, right? Someone gets divorced, loses a job, has a run of bad luck, falls into addiction or illness. It's hard to close the door.
Especially when you live in San Diego.